What's up, Clashers? We're going to be taking a look at the Drake Knight, who has two cool forms. He goes between Knight form and Dragon form. But in order to do better, you gotta study his skills just like the Ether Ogre. So I'm going to highlight some of the key features of each of these skills, and we're going to talk about how you can up your scores into the millions and millions of damage. I'm not promising 10 million on this, but maybe you can up it by a little bit. Let's see what we can learn today. So first of all, we got the Dragonfire and the Monstrous Roar. They work hand in hand, because the Dragonfire puts a bleeding debuff on, and of course reduces the HP recovery, which again can be negated by having Enchantress Aids or an Enchantress Divine. But the bleeding is a huge thing, because if any hero gets hit by it, and it has an 80% chance, then they're going to get stunned when he casts Monstrous Roar. And the other interesting thing about Monstrous Roar is that if your hero has a skill not on cooldown, then you're going to get a big debuff where your rage recovery is reduced by 50% for 20 seconds, and that's really going to slow you down. So the best way to counter that is to take a look and build your team with some heroes that only cost 1 rage to use their skill once you've leveled it up. So let's take a look at some of those here. Of course, you got Wanton, Pangoli, Skull Mage, Abyss Demon, Berserker, Demon Slayer, Chiron. You also have Arctic Lord. You got Pounder, some others as well. So you're going to want to have your team mostly made of these types of guys if you want to use their skills at all. And then you got the 1.5 rage costs. You got Arcane Caster, Djinni, Great Sage here. And then you got the 2 rage cost. You got Ambrosia and Enchantress. And so you're going to want to limit the amount of rage that it costs basically for your heroes to use their skills, if you want to keep on using their skills. So that's a little tip and trick for the first 2 skills. Now he's got the Shapeshifter, and this is the big thing that the Drake Knight does. He has the Knight form and the Dragon form, and each one is wildly different. Of course, he has the Berserk. The more damage you do, the more damage he does. So let's take a look at these 2 forms in more detail. You got the Knight form, and that occurs between 0 and 20 seconds, 40 and 60 seconds, 80 and 100. So basically, he switches back and forth every 20 seconds. And in that phase, it's interesting. He will take basically no damage from skills, but the regular attack damage he takes is increased by 10%, and he gets a big attack buff himself. So in that phase, you're going to want to use heroes who basically are excellent at doing regular attack damage, and I'll show you some of those heroes, my favorites, and some of the aids in a minute. So we got the Dragon form as well. So then this occurs, of course, during the other time slots, and you know, in this phase, he's going to take basically no damage from the regular attacks, but he takes increased damage from skills. So you're going to want to have a mix of heroes that do extra damage via their skills. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of those heroes. You got the ones who will do best in the Knight form. Here's a list of them. These ones I found to be very effective in terms of boosting up that regular attack damage. So you got Djinni, Berserker, Skull Mage, Abyss Demon, Chiron, though his clones basically get smashed every time he uses that skill. Ambrosia is another one. And if you're going to use these heroes to boost their damage through the roof, you're going to want to have a blockhead aid and some kind of damage boosting aid. And I listed some of them there in the video. Of course, you want to have them evolve to at least Libra to give them maximum attack buffs, and also do the enchanting. Do that first level of enchanting. You don't need to do any additional ones, but that's going to give you, squeeze out the extra damage points. And then when he's in the Dragon phase, you're going to want to use heroes like this. The heroes on the top row actually have a 300% attack modifier, and Arcane Caster has a 400% attack modifier on their rage skills. So you're going to want to have some of these guys if you plan on doing damage in the Dragon phase. And then the others, Berserker, Ambrosia, and Demon Slayer, they have about a little over 100% damage modifier, so they're going to be decent, but they're not going to be as big as the other guys. And finally, here's just a special group of heroes that give you extra buffs to boost your damage. You got Berserker, Demon Slayer, Ambrosia, Enchantress, and Great Sage. You could pause it to see what they give there, and we're going to jump right into a live attack here. We're going to see how we do against this boss. So here we go. I'm going to use a Demon Slayer and pull him. You don't have to, but I want to do it because I want to maximize my damage in the Knight phase. Because I've built my team specifically to do the most damage in that phase. So here we go. I go ahead and use many of their skills. I use the Great Sage. His only purpose is to give me extra rage at the beginning. Otherwise, I don't think he's that great of a hero for this boss. So go ahead and we're going to use some of their skills. And basically in this phase, he's now entered into the Dragon phase. You see here, this is the second 20 seconds. And I'm just trying to survive because In this phase, I can't really do that much damage to him. Notice my heroes are critting for like 2,000. That's so low. And so let's see, he's about to hop into the other phase. Let's go. Now, I just started critting 73,000, 100,000. That's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of stuff I've built my team to do. So if you want to find success versus this boss, those are some tips and tricks of how to do it. I think I scored just over 5 million here. I hope that this helped you. Leave a comment. Let us know if you have any questions, and good luck to you.